Hi everyone. Uh, I was looking for a quiet place to do a bit of a video, and looks like our tool shed down here is the only place. But I guess it's okay. It's technical enough to be all right. Um, yeah, I thought I'd give a bit of an overview about Dash because it's a coin that's been around for quite a while. It came out in 2013, and I don't know, it's been a bit quiet around Dash for the last years. I'd say at least. And it's still kicking. It's still doing great. It doubled in price early this year until now, this year, which is amazing. And that's not just random. There were some things that actually came up to that caused it. And but there's so many other things that happened with Dash over the years. It's got such a great history. I thought I'd give a bit of a quick overview about it because many people might just not know if you haven't been, following crypto for that long, which is fair enough. Right, Dash. Actually, it was called Darkcoin back in 2013 when it launched, because it launched with a feature called Dark Send, where you sent a transaction and you paid a bit extra, some extra fee, and it would actually send the transaction in a mixed way. It would mix it together with other transactions to anonymize the coins. It was one of the first anonymity coins, right? Only a year afterwards, like Monero launched, and then of course now there's Zcash, and let's say Grin is kind of one of those privacy coins, kind of. But back then, I think it was the first one. I think actually Dash was the first privacy coin. So that was a really, really, really good thing. That was really interesting back then. It was all around the dark markets and so on. And then noticed, maybe that's not the best branding we want to have, so they changed the name to Dash. To me, it'll always be Darkcoin, but that's okay. So how did they actually achieve that? The really interesting technical thing about Dash is that it has the masternodes. So normally coins just have nodes and miners, and it's proof of work, right? That's the normal coins. Nowadays there's lots of talk about proof of stake, but it's not really working yet. Let's see. But the masternode system is like a proof of stake system on top of the proof of work. So Dash's consensus system is in some way hybrid between proof of work and proof of stake, which is really interesting. Basically, when there's the masternode operators, I have to say, can make recommendations to the Dash Foundation for what to do, and control the Dash money and the fund and what kind of projects they want to fund through this masternode system in like a decentralized way. So actually the Dash is the first DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. It's really interesting. The next feature that they launched after Dark Pay is Instant Pay, which is where you pay, again, a little bit extra fee, and then a transaction that you send instantly clears, so like in 2 seconds or something like that. Really interesting one too. Back then block times were still longer on average, and other coins with lower block times weren't really around that much. So that was a really big one. You can just instantly send something. It's still working today, of course. And then for a while, not so much happened, at least not technically. The big thing that happened then, that was like in 2016 or 17, now in the time. And during this time, actually, the network transitioned from GPU mining to ASIC mining. That was another interesting time because there was a lot of conflict about should the algorithm be changed to fork away the ASICs, should the algorithm be kept in order to be like true to the promises and like this. And it was a big discussion, I remember. But in the end, I'll say luckily, it was decided to keep the X11 algorithm, to say okay to the ASICs, to go through the first growing pains of where like there was some centralization with the ASICs in the beginning. But that worked out well. So the Dash network is doing fine. There haven't been any attacks against it, any 51% attacks. And there's now a bigger variety of ASIC manufacturers for it, and it's kind of survived the transition. That's really good to see. That's really good to see. Yeah, and now in 2019, now there's this big jump, and I didn't know about this too much because I haven't been following too much of it, but so I just read up on it just recently. That's the thing that caused it was most probably, or let's say definitely, was the Dash platform that they're working on, and they actually released the first part of the Dash platform to their testnet. It's not live yet, but it's on the testnet. The idea is really interesting. The idea is that they want to have smart contracts on Dash, so like the Ethereum kind of smart contracts, but on Dash, and they want to do it in a different way that won't cause congestion, right? So the Ethereum smart contracts, they save all the contract data. that you want to save in your contract storage, it saves it on the blockchain, which causes the blockchain to grow quite quickly and causes syncing problems with weaker nodes. So it basically means to run an Ethereum node, you need a stronger and stronger computer to keep up. They're working on sharding and so on, but for now it's like this. And to prevent this on Dash, they said that first they want to have a decentralized file storage system, basically allowing you to do something like with Zia or with StorageCoin and these things to pay some fee and to store your data securely on some service, like Google Drive or Dropbox or something. That's really great. So first they're going to implement this decentralized cloud storage. This is apparently what launched now on the testnet. I didn't test it myself, but I trust them that they got it working. And then they want to add on top of this the smart contract platform, which will then use the cloud storage, the decentralized cloud storage, to efficiently store the contract data. And that's really interesting. So they're not trying to do it as fast as possible. They're trying to do it in a way that actually gives a technical improvement over what we have been seeing today. And that's what I think is really cool. So I really applaud them for that change, for really making that big step into the smart world. And I wish them the best of luck. And the price increase of doubling the price, more than justified if you ask me. And this is just the testnet launching, right? We haven't even been seeing this in mainnet. It hasn't been tested yet. People are really enthusiastic, and I'm too. I'm looking forward to seeing what they manage to do with it. Yeah, that's a quick overview about Dash. Hope it was helpful. See ya.